Kindly read the description of the broadcast as well. Like it, share it, invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends, your frenemies. Tell them that Mayegun today, Mayegun is live. Today is our first Sunday of the 2025, the first Sunday, is it? Right. So hang on, I'll fix that. I apologize. I should have. So today is the first Sunday of the month, and it is the 5th of January. So don't worry, I'll fix that. Thank you very much for calling my attention to that. So, like I said, after reading the caption of this broadcast, and you have read the description of the broadcast, like it, share it, to invite everyone that needs to be here. And also a quick reminder too, especially for those of you who joined us late last year, in case if you have not really been on Mayegun's Diary Political on Sunday, we reserved our Sundays as a no holds bar session. Okay, we call it a Sunday sermon. It is, it can be really brutal when it comes to the bluntness of Mayegun's presentation. And I usually advise people who want to be politically correct to stay away from Mayegun's Diary Political on Sundays. I always try my best to also call the attention of the unity beggars, to let them realize that whatever we say on Mayegun's Diary Political is not a slip of tongue. It is not an error, coincidence, or what have you. Everything that comes out of Mayegun's Diary's mouth, out of my mouth, is 100% intentional. Sometimes I do hold back, but on Sundays like this, where we roll out the truth the way I feel, I do not hold back. And that's why we call it a no holds bar session. So if you have a very thin skin, or you are a politically correct person, a unity beggar, those ones who are always asking us to be united, let us come together, let us be united for this better Nigeria. We do advise them not to watch Mayegun's Diary Political on Sunday, or don't watch Mayegun's Diary Political at all. It is for your own good, for your own mental health, because we can mess it up for you, especially if you are the closet defender of the rogues in that contraption. And if you are also a tribal, beta, ethnic beta, or religious fanatics on Mayegun's Diary Political, you are likely going to get your mental health worsened. You'll be mad, and people will know why you're mad in your house or wherever you kind of stumble on this platform. So stay away. Okay. Then everyone else in the Temple of Truth, thank you for joining me. You know the drill. So yesterday, Tinubu was in Enugu, an impromptu stop by, visits, which didn't even last a day. I actually thought it was like a day visit, like stay there for one day, then leave today. But I think it was just there for a few hours, okay, to commission the projects of his partner in crime, Peter Mba, a certificate forger like Tinubu as well. A guy that some people are believing is running a propaganda kind of a government in Enugu. And again, this might be from those who are like his own, adversaries, those who don't really kind of like him. However, others are saying that it is do one or do two, and then hype it to make it look like you have done 100 or 200, kind of a system. So Peter Oba is the governor of Enugu State. He is one of the Tinubu's lucky boys as well, just on the side, okay? So Peter Oba invited Kolu to come and help him commission a conference hall, conference center. Okay. Then another place, they call it a command and control. This one is for the security of Enugu, I believe, where they, they were supposed to have the cameras everywhere, okay? Because according to them, the command and control center is to monitor the entire state. But it's kind of like questionable as well. But they had a building they constructed where the whole security agents in the state can go and check for any any kind of like intel sort of. All right. Then he also planned to construct renovate 260 schools in 260 wards. So they have been able to, according to them, they have been able to renovate 30 in the last 20 months. So they are called smart schools. Sincerely speaking, right? Apart from the renovation, some new buildings they put up, lovely environment for children to to study. There's nothing smart about those schools to start with. Nothing smart about them, because smart school means like technologically, like built school, so to say. But again, I'll show you what I found. Then he was going to construct, I think they said 260 roads, and he has done 90 of them. Among one of them is a 300, no, sorry, I don't even know if that is true. Maybe it's 32 kilometers, but somebody said it's a 324-kilometer road. I don't know. I don't have evidence of that, but it's part of what Tinubu went there to commission. Then it was time for them to pet themselves, like the praise singing time, where Kolu and his entourage were sort of hosted to a dinner. And that was where Peter Umba told Kolu the challenges he faced when he first came on board, and how much of that challenges he has managed to kind of like controlled, including the sit-at-home in eastern part of Nigeria, which usually wreaked economic havoc on every Monday in the eastern part of Nigeria. So he reported that to Tinubu by saying that he has ended it. I don't know how true that is as well. It's so early anyway. So that is what we are going to start at this evening. But the icing on the cake is the follow-up on the reactions of APC. Best to Peter Obi's State of the Nation broadcast, or presser, where Peter Obi said Nigeria is progressing in a wrong direction, and more people, including even the generations yet unborn, are being saddled with the generational poverty based on Tinubu and his illegitimate regimes, policies and all that. So now APC said Peter Obi has crossed the line several times, and he should be ready to face what is coming for him. Okay, so that has also triggered reactions from the Obi's supporters and others. I want them to touch him, okay, because sometimes something needs to happen. Some people believe that Peter Obi could rescue them from the hands of Tinubu if he works with other people, and others believe that if Peter Obi uses his influence, and then the government, the regime of Tinubu decided to come for him, that it will not be surprising if Nigerians are just going to pretend that that is not happening, and they will move on with their lives, and it will just be Obi and his family dealing with it. So people have their own reservations about almost everything. So, but for me, I just want to find out, like the FAFO, F around, and then, F around, and find out kind of a thing. FAFO is called. But let's go to Enugu, where Tinubu. There are many other additions to this, okay? Because yesterday we saw the people of Enugu line the streets in welcoming Tinubu to Enugu. And some people felt like they were rented. I was like, well, don't they all do that? And most of the time, it's just to put up a show, which indeed they kind of succeeded in doing. So let's get down to it. When Tinubu landed in Enugu yesterday, all right, I think we do have a trip to Ghana too this evening. What happened in Ghana, where Akufo-Addo was, delivering his last State of the Nation address as well. His own aide camp actually collapsed. And then another member of the parliament, or another member of the National Assembly, lambasted the Addo guy. So tonight, we are starting from Enugu, where Tinubu was yesterday, and what happened. Let's go to Enugu. Carry go, Tinubu, carry go. But let's start from when he landed first. Let's start from this.
And constant at the northern sea. We are constant at the northern star. Tomorrow is here alive. You decided to be different. You decided to be different. And look at the manifestation. Tomorrow has to go down.
It is a great honor for me to be among you to spread the joy of development, recognize the value that we all have brought to this democracy. It is our joy. Infrastructural development is a must to attract local and foreign investment, to create jobs, and give us a better tomorrow from today. It is a great honor for me. I therefore declare this project.
That was when he landed. So then from there, they proceeded to, I think that was where, oh, hang on. Okay. That was when they proceeded to the government house. Okay. And then to a few other places, I think about 2-3 places he went as well. So here was after that.
Será comigo.
So in presidential, with all of their bulletproof vehicles, battle-ready security guys, then they also have the ambulance in case if anything goes wrong, you know. So they always have ambulances in their convoy as well. Even though you probably will find it difficult to find any ambulance in their main general hospitals in their place, right? We will leave that. So then they went in for what was supposed to be a reception. And that was where Kalu had something to say. But before that, it was Peter Mba who told Kalu this.
When we assumed office, we had the illegal sit at home, that this was a situation where some gang of criminals would dictate to us the days of the week we should sit at home and the days of the week we should work. We did not find that acceptable or even excusable. So we immediately made very consequential pronouncements. And with the support and the unwavering commitment of the security agencies, the police, the DSS, the Army, Your Excellency, I'm pleased to announce that we no longer observe sit at home in Enugu. Our people go to work every day of the week. and we no longer take orders from non-state actors. And we have been through a number of projects which Your Excellency has graciously commissioned. A number of those projects are essentially
But the thing is that majority of them are uncompleted projects. That is what an average Ronuku, a Ronu Nazi, will tell you that you are being negative. You know, people want you to pretend that everything is fine. They want you to say everything is fine, even if everything is worse off, right? But they want you to kind of make it about yourself, that you are not accepting the there's this what is called the substandard, the lowest of any of anything that anybody can be proud of anyway, you know, the lowest of it all. So an average Ronukus, a Ronu Nazi, whether it's home or abroad, I found one on Facebook right now asking that why am I always negative? That's what they say to people. All right, you have to pretend that everything is fine. Okay, so when you see them patting themselves on the back, making themselves feel good, they want you to make that your own way too. Not that they are running on a country where more and more people are falling into poverty, where insecurity is the order of the day, where the what do you call it, the fundamental human rights has become a luxury that it's only them that can guarantee if you have it or not. So to them, exposing these rogues and not celebrating mediocrity is being negative. And yeah, that's what they call it. In fact, that's what one APC madman, Frank Moka just said about Peter Obi as well. Like, why are you, if you criticize them or you expose their fraud, their lies, then you are being negative. Then you turn around and be like, okay, how far as you're being positive as an ass licker, how far has that helped that contraption? At least some of you were positive throughout Bukwari's time, weren't you? Where did that lead you? Where did that take you? So we identify the voluntary slaves, the ombud slaves. We also identify the tribal, ethnic jingoists, those who practically want you to possibly blame yourself for what is wrong with that contraption, not the actions and the inactions of all these rogues, including the druggie, the drug addicts, the drug dealer, Tinubu. Yeah, the Ajaga bandits. So it's not called negativity. The real negative people are those who are kind of like striving on propaganda. Propagandas don't run a country. Propaganda don't fix anything. Telling lies and running away from the real reality, as we call it, right? It's never going to make what is bad good. It's by actually doing what is right that guarantees a positive, a positive result. If the likes of Bokwari, starting from Bokwari straight to Tinubu right now, if they have invested for real, if they have invested in your economy, and right now your currency is backed by real production, something that you're actually really selling, something that strengthened your own currency, that cannot be denied by anybody, even if they don't like Tinubu. If you are presently having your industries powered by the electricity you generated in your own country, by your own power companies, that cannot be taken away from people. I mean, that can be taken away from them. So you do not have to ask people to be positive about this failed contraption before people can see that they are working. People are supposed to feel it in their lives. Mr. Rotimi, You don't understand that if they are actually doing the right thing, people will feel it. You don't have to ask people to say they are feeling it or tell them to be patient, okay? That what you are doing is working. What if Tinubu and his gang are doing, that it is actually working. You don't have to tell people. People will feel it. Do you understand? Those of you who are the ass lickers, the crumb eaters, the crumb chasers,